All right, Abusia, Yabumo Bibi Akwaba, Slonkoso, Abanama one political channel, POG Media, so make sure say Afe and Asawaba, or be like and subscribe and have insert my share, you may know. I'm a for sir, to me, and please kindly click on the notification button so I'm a brand no. On political update, be the better channel, this will be announced so on sir, to me, I can watch and have so I so actually warding. Afe young bone Ryan, some near fat and some Dodwana, Embryo, NPP lawyer. Your friend Godfred Odame Edin Simbi Ababetubia on Chief Justice get to Torkono remove our ones and so much as a Godfred that makes you say or no and now do with me at Akuffo. I support my mini beam. It's say my men bonia yes wedding na no question my meno that born in wedding now all supporting Ako see here to say Godfred and Odame and Sama or the Abetubia na Bushia and we say will betray my meno. Wasoso maame ni mu akuja no maame no kwen a chesenda me no kase Godfred Odame ed dance mu atudwa wo chese ontimi ento ankoso en support get to Torkono biem na maame no onko esan say wedi bone na NDC force wedi nso according to investigations about bontino aye no kwese maame na de bone a Godfred Odame nsama or they are two done and some no ano eden. Intimi waste time crano, a pesa with the for me, I can some no moving answer never cono. Make sure so one some Caribbean, and I'll share your comment section or like a share you may know, my for Francis into me and Kemi, Medamasi.
Say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, quite on my faso, I suspended her ladyship, Gertrude, Araba is about to Torkono. Chief Justice ya suspending if he said near me bio among kofa petition president to say on fatanon say so do me obey Chief Justice no our president so mo no say sadio set committee mo hwa asem no mama but asem no be de no maame no entena ana say on step aside yen suspending the kakra on fe de dwuma ngu ho no mo hwehwem no mo ria verdict beba na de aye dwuma so sata no sese so brabeto na dwuma so a ye mo wato na dwuma so okofie so a na yama okofie nti ensema ekopie mu no na owura asefua ono abo asefua na ode sansemi kotu dwa ana so ode court say omo hwe na nche maame a ya suspending yen santwe na bepacho ombra na ombeye na dwuma na Supreme Court no by 2-3 sa na call majority decision on ma dismiss the injunction application by member of parliament the old Tafo in the Ashanti region asifua onabo asifua or challenge Mr. President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to suspend Chief Justice and on some no nti e call 5 panel mutena form no omuwie no voting 3-2 and any asama efimu e de bae nti we yensem bia etumi epupo mpedin sembe brea but has on the former Attorney General Godfred Odame no so withdraw application to inject president over the Chief Justice Rumba process no ono so ma abededwa no nti and some of the outcome of there a best court of the land and the Supreme Court bae no emunsem na yetumi yaten ewie me pese be ko ne akohwe the former Attorney General Godfred Odame na yekotie ensem so ano so auditu dwa mo ma yentie mbra nti okay nti sa na tie ensem no de ebedwom bebre but me ntim ase maame nankasa kra ye kase Gertrude Arabe saba Torkono make say waje ne mfom so atom se nuku ne baba no no mutu kwan na oman no ho ama ya boka be $30,000 waje atom oso no kra de otwe momoto so se ade obesan etua ni sika no waje atom wafom moma yenkohwe kasamfonyi ne mbra asema Godfred Odame kan moma yenhwe mbra Peter
indicated, I find it very incongruous. If at all there's any beneficiary from all of these developments, a disaster Chief Justice is very direct beneficiary of this. Of course, it's a constitutional injunction for him to act as the next prisoner. But clearly, we cannot lose sight of the fact that whatever has happened is used to do. And it is incongruous in the constitutional history of this country. We've never seen any development like that before. Whenever there's a dispute as to the state of the Chief Justice in this country, start from 1980 before 1980, matter from 1993, 94, happened and go to 2005, they're about J2 and all. The Chief Justice in question panel the court, but never sat on the matter. I mean, so it cannot be right for the Chief Judge to say on the matter. But that's it. We see the 3-2 ruling, very narrow decision. We wait for the reasons. When the reasons come, we definitely advise ourselves. The narrowness of the decision itself indicates clearly that the application, no doubt, had merit and we know what to do. The reasons for the decision have not been known. Of course, clearly, I mean, the spirit of Article 146 we're talking about. In the first place, it is important to indicate that nowhere in Article 146 will you find a requirement for criminal facial intimidation made for a Chief Justice. But the Supreme Court itself imported that into Article 146 in 2005 when it adjudicated on the Addo matter. But of course, the Supreme Court was silent on whether there ought to be notification to the Chief Justice and obtaining of his report before triggering the process. And that is what is in dispute before the courts. My contention is that natural justice, all the rules of constitutionalism and all will require that there ought to be such process before Article 146 can be triggered.
Eti Metino no former attorney general the more my Ghana Godfred Odamine etin announced some of the atudwa fano so far application ya dismiss any injunction no de koto so a anye adwuma no hunsem na ode atu edwa no enche meji se bebre nankasa ehu ma eko na enra osunu kokroko asesi awato bush minim baby onamo de enra you say the biggest opposition party, the New Patriotic Party, and Monday, Omufe Krum, Nenya Sembia say, Chief Justice ya, her ladyship, Gertrude, Araba Isaba Torkono, yenim say, says ya suspending a niama bi oya ye ontwe ye me kase me no kase sesi akra nensam bebre nan kase guso a inkofo de petition ahoro de ba no says ya asam afim ebepie ene say enra ye behwe kasemfoyin bi ebepie mu ba ya na e kire say eye minority leader afenyo marking enra yehu so de nensa up from police officer bi enim say hey or the above from na ensemi na nkofo said hey minority leader ncha wo de wo ye penny power parliament ye yi eye majority leader few a wo na odi so e ba ne sen owi o se sebi we jimi ana wo dwini nya adwuma ana asem o kaka ho wo hwe video be hu o se sebi we jimi ana o catch officer no ene meka ho eti we na nkofo se parliamentarian pa wo san edam eye minority ano eye afenyo mark ye hu wo saada chawo de mobi nya kra na tia no ye wo se MPP fo nkofu bebre nan se omo third vice ya okoto TV3 microphone to ya na wo sorry said ye nya ne sa enti ntemo nkofu nya na correct wo mo eti de one kasa police officer se waye bibi kra no se memba no de won sa brem nanim so sei ya de a ha adwene ye papa na development a fi police CI de omo address media na ende efano nsensema honorable afenyo marking ode nsa brem police nanim no case in message ya ekosi ene se afenyo marking and make say ya de a you say onto anamo Nombra Omatro Police Command na trade the Akroma IGP the Akroma Speaker of Parliament Norma Cartren video na aban ho ombe bisa nsem saa so na nya ono nkwa police officer no so eyade a no so ombe bisa nsem efa no makoso no ho na ye de ono atoga nti eno ye asema no so efi nra demonstration na course no ho ena so ewie yeyi MPP de ne sin chan a yehu ewie IGP atwako nti no so abededwa ewie yehu se eye obapa eye CID pani odan no so address media no efa no some development bi ebepie mu efa no eye Ghana for mamienu a mepacho ye kidnap omo a mepacho ehu videos amman sabi wa no mu dadeja ya bo mu naked no eye 5 persons a we arrest omo in connection of eye sa eye dwumedi akoso swini omo ayekuku omo Chinese nsem ekyese nsem odini na betu dwama record development ahroa fan kidnapping ho Chinese nationals no so ye chi omo ya rescue omo ne meka ho no yenko na yenko tie sansem na yade a mu wapaye but wo tie nsem omo de tu dwana ekyese Ghana police is working and they are resetting the police service with integrity adwuma enti yade a no so akoso and odi tu dwa kama wa chechem ti Ghana funde din me say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama what I say or reset Ghana police or reset or my Ghana wo hwe metete yo nu IGP wo hwe nkofo mo twa ne ho hye appoint o mo mbo na wo say police officer bia woni ne di nkomo na ni agya Sunday evening me fi takrade banam hia police for mo ne di nkomo wo se me media ni o mo chem se ade ahoto aba police for ayama o mo kwan so o mo nkasa enche wei se your friends IGP dada na nche nya de kra CID pani betumi abegina bedwom ene media di nkita ho che ya ntibida ano na Mr IGP na abegina no wakasa wo se hwe ye mo kwan kra mo nkasa me pe na me kasa asamasi for body abeto me chok Kevin kwanta kra no yes ye mfra headquarters omu ni hobio ye nchechim enti wa update your address and development aho e course so was a cases Ghana mam ye no a ye che omo free kidnapping ni niema bi scam bi ano so e course to Nigeria omo dada mai mo omo koye eni nsem bebre ni pakum ni Chinese phobia ya rescue omo national free omo private attack and I say pirating bi e course ho mama yenkoti.
All right, abusia enti NPP lawyer Godfred Dame the voice any ekokuti na we speak truth to power or chese maame Torkono enyade obetimi ato akoso edimame na chibim a supporting bim anase wako court mpo se oko file injunction on John Dramani Mahama petitions ne san maame no ne boni ayese wodi nyina eyade maame na dinti enyade no obeto akoso a support evil a yeko ekoti Godfred Dame enum asem na abusua CID boss oba panso de nsem bi aba betu dwa chese police service no progress a o make no na chese odi munsem abetu dwa chese nansei video bi betu dwa Nigeria guys bi o kidnap Ghanaian women bi a chese o bom ni keda na o demand ska chese Ghana police and Nigeria police ekabo mo mutimi chi da nkofo ya chese maame no de dance no munhwe mu nyina abedom ya mepesem ba me yakono ya tayaso na yati maame ne nsem nansa na bekono se na medi nkan kadada no unya comment ya be comment so be like no wa share dwumadi no ama onu yanso nsa atumi aka medamase
nsem ni nambra.
Another payment of 8,000 cedis was made to another number registered in the name Barikisu Mohammed. Investigations immediately commenced following the receipt of the first complaint. A team of experts comprising officers from the Cybercrime Unit, Missing Persons Unit, Anti-Armed Robbery Unit, and the Police Intelligence Unit, with assistance from the National Signals Bureau, worked around the clock to get to the bottom of this case. A review of the videos on both victims revealed that the two videos were taken at the same location. The same amount of ransom was demanded, and the mobile money number provided for the payment of ransom was also the same. Police commenced a manhunt for persons in possession of some phone numbers which had featured in the investigation and registered in the names of Bukari Danladi, Amalbio Alfred, Alimatu Salifu, and Mama Mahaseni Mate. On 29 April 2025, the police arrested suspect Alfred Amalbio, who recounted that he was not directly involved in the crime, but mentioned one titles Mba Awuni, who had used his Ghana card details and that of his brother Akobia Sunday to register their SIM cards and sold them out to the Nigerians without their consent. On 1st May 2025, the Upper East Regional Police Intelligence Department arrested 4 suspects, namely Christian Emeka, 27, Basil Okonkwo, 29, both Nigerians, Titus Mba Awuni, 25, and Amalbio Alfred, 21, both Ghanaians, Albogatanga, and escorted them to the CID headquarters for further investigation. On 2nd May 2025, personnel from Headquarters Police Intelligence Department arrested suspects Mama Mahase Nimate, 33, at Teshi. 3 suspects, namely Peter Okoye, age 31, Polinos Chidokwe, age 35, and Chinonso Okafor, age 35, were arrested in Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Nigeria, and the victims rescued from them. At this time, steps are being taken to receive the victims from the Nigeria Police Force. After the interrogation of the suspects, it came to light that suspect Titus Imba Awuni, who is a mobile money agent in Bolgatanga. The suspect had links with one Abdul Mubarak Zakaria, an employee of one of the telecommunication companies, who has allegedly given him his official login credentials and also forwards a one-time PIN for two-factor verification to him, which he uses to log into the SIM registration app of the telecom company to register subscriber SIM cards with other people's Ghana card details without their consent and sell same at 150 Ghana cedis each. Suspect Emeka Christian told police that in April 2025, he invited suspect Basil Okonkwo from Nigeria to Ghana to assist him to do business and gather money to perform his father's funeral. He added that one Peter Okoye called him and requested his mobile money number to receive some money. He forwarded his MTN number to him, and thereafter he was informed by suspect Peter that he had kidnapped some Ghanaian ladies who are with him in Nigeria. Hence, he will use his mobile money accounts to collect the ransom, which he obliged. Later, Peter Okoye called that he needed an additional mobile money number for the same purpose. He then went to Titus Imba Awuni again and bought another SIM registered in the name of Alfred Amalbio and forwarded same to Peter Okoye. He claimed in all he received 5,000 cedis, another 5,000 cedis, and another 3,200 Ghana cedis, totaling 13,200 Ghana cedis through MTN number 053-663-0088. Out of the amount, he took 900 Ghana cedis for himself, 150 Ghana cedis for transfer charges, and then he transferred the balance of 12,250 Ghana cedis to the said Peter Okoye through a phone number registered in the name Mama Mahase Nimate. The money was then converted to Naira and sent into a Nigerian bank account provided by suspect Peter Okoye, bearing the name Cecilia Williams. Upon the arrest of suspects Christian Emeka and Basil Okonkwo, both Nigerians, the Ghana Police Service was able to establish the identity and true address of suspect Peter Okoye, who had custody of the victims. These details were then shared with Interpol Nigeria, and they aided in the tracking and arrest of the three suspects: Peter Okoye, 31, Polinos Chidokwe, 35, Chinonso Akuffo, 35, in Port Harcourt, Onitsha, in Nigeria. The two victims, Anastasia Bedu Atta and Evelyn Sewa Konedu, were then rescued. Suspects Peter Okoye and Christian Emeka, both Nigerians, indicated to police that they were in Ghana in the year 2019 to work with QNet. They left Ghana for Nigeria in 2020, but Christian Emeka returned to Ghana in June 2024. Peter Okoye, Christian Emeka, and Basil Okonkwo are all Nigerians. They were into romance scam both in Ghana and in Nigeria. They operate through their Facebook and other social media handles. These suspects met the two victims, Anastasia Bedu Atta and Evelyn Sewa Konedu, through their Facebook accounts. Suspects posed as white men who wanted to marry the victims. The two unsuspecting victims became convinced, accepted the marriage proposal. The suspects then lured them to Nigeria, and the victims traveled separately but ended up at the same location on the same day on 22nd of April 2025. On reaching the location in Nigeria at Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Peter Okoye and his two accomplices kidnapped them. The three suspects stripped the two victims naked, tied them up, assaulted them with cutlasses, threatened to kill them with a knife, wrapped them in an orange bedsheet with their heads covered in black polythene, and threatened to hang them with a nylon rope. All these violent acts perpetrated against the victims were recorded on video, disseminated on social media, and also a copy was sent to the victims' families with a demand for ransom of 500,000 cedis from each of the victims' families. A total of 18,000 Ghana cedis was paid to various phone numbers from the families. As of today, both suspects and victims are with the Nigerian authorities, and efforts are being made to transport the victims to Ghana and also extradite the suspects to Ghana to assist investigations. At the moment, information received from our counterparts in Nigeria indicates that both victims are fine and they have received routine medical checks. Further updates will be communicated when the victims are received in Ghana and we are able to listen to them and hear their side of the story. At this juncture, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Younu, and the entire police administration, I wish to use this opportunity to commend all our officers who worked on this case. I would also like to thank the Nigeria Police Force and the National Signals Bureau of Ghana for their invaluable support. The success achieved in this case underscores the critical need for enhanced interagency cooperation as well as cross-border cooperation, because in all of this, we win when we work together. While we celebrate our success stories, it is also a good time to call on all of us to exercise extreme caution when we are online so as not to fall victim to fraudsters who take undue advantage of unsuspecting persons. Do not believe everything you see, hear, or read online. As always, be on the lookout for scammers and fraudsters who seek every opportunity to prey on your innocence, ignorance, or failure to do due diligence. And finally, we wish to advise that you report any suspicious activity to the police for appropriate action. I will move on to the second case of kidnapping, which was a pirate attack on MV Mehin 1 and abduction and subsequent rescue of 3 Chinese crew members. On 28 March 2025, at about 0900 hours, the Marine Police Command in Tema received a complaint from a fishing company in Tema that on 27 March 2025, at about 1930 hours, their fishing vessel MV Mehin 1 was attacked off Yenyano waters by 5 sea pirates on board a wooden boat, with 3 of them armed with AK-47 assault rifles amidst firing of gunshots. Now, the pirates, who used outboard motor-powered wooden canoes on taking their vessel and crew hostage, destroyed the communication systems and abducted 3 Chinese crew members. The complaint further indicated that the vessel had returned to berth at the Tema Fishing Harbour with 21 surviving crew. The Marine Police Unit of the Ghana Police Service, working together with our stakeholders, the Ghana Maritime Authority, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, National Investigation Bureau, and the Ghana Navy, as well as the Fisheries Observer, commenced investigation into the incident. On 26 April 2025, at 1000 hours, police received information from a company representative that the Chinese embassy in Lagos called to inform her that the 3 kidnapped victims have been found in the Delta State of Nigeria and rescued to the Chinese embassy in Lagos. And on 27 April 2025, at 2030 hours, following arrangements engineered by this office, the 3 kidnapped victims who were rescued and released in Nigeria were received by the police, led by myself, together with other officials from the Ghana Immigration Service at the Kotoka International Airport. There was no sign of physical harm found on any of them, but they all appeared traumatized and requested to be allowed to seek medical attention. On 28 April 2025, between 12:20 and 12:30 hours, the 3 kidnapped and released victims were debriefed at the police headquarters in Accra. The Inspector General of Police engaged the victims and also wished them well. The victims recounted that on the fateful day of 27 March 2025, the pirates kidnapped them in 2 speedboats, blindfolded them, covered them with tarpaulin during the daytime, and
alright, abusia and teachers say winning summer ekoso or political hiring such as say NPP lawyer Godfred Dame idea waba abi speak truth to power, which is say wetimi arbitrate Torkono big time which is say enya de obetimi ato akoso a support ma me ne biem esan sama me no ne bone a wedi no no kre wedi bone no nti obekwa onkono ndai se ende Torkono ochina Torkono ende Torkono ochina Torkono a chese abusia na ensem no enya sim kuma na we nyina si ebra eye court ebo eye NPP MP ifan asifo ne ono ankasa Godfred Dame no omonsam de kodan Supreme Court no Supreme Court akwahye ai nam so ma eye Godfred Dame etimi abi speak true to power che sama me no ontimi support ni be mo abre abusu na che se enye asim kuma nti mi de mbesia na madam asesama je pani mekoti nsama ekoso our political highway ni so aha eye POG Media madam ase